Well, I might miss you. If not, when will it again?
No, they do.
I burn, you turn, I learn. Why not? Why? You got to feel it tonight.
Just across the road from the Etihad is the National Cycling Centre, home of the Manchester Futsal team, who so far this season have been in terrific form with a great home record. But hoping to defeat that home record is Hull, who have only won one game all season. This is Total Futsal, and you're watching Manchester versus Hull, available wherever you are via your computer, tablet or mobile device via the Ustream app. I'm delighted to say joining me pitchside today is Chris from the Manchester Futsal team. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Welcome, Josh.
So we just mentioned it there. The form that Manchester have been in so far this season has been pretty good, hasn't it? Their home record has been pretty solid.
Yeah, we've got a really good home record. We've not lost here since last October, which was to Middlesbrough. We lost 5-0, and since then we've won every game. So we're in very good form here.
That's excellent, and that's largely due to your great goalkeeper and defence.
Yeah, luckily we've got two very good goalkeepers in Misa and Marcos. You know, very, very solid goalkeepers, and of course, you know, it's a team game, isn't it? Defence, no one particularly plays anywhere. There's a lot of rotation goes on, so the whole team chips in.
Mm-hmm. So in a stark contrast, Hull, as we mentioned there, have only won one game this season. Why do you think Hull are slightly weaker than other teams in the league?
It's hard to say, really. I mean, obviously it's about having a better quality of players, which teams like Manchester, Sheffield, Middlesbrough, and of course the two Leeds sides now, they've all got a better quality of players, and I think it's just about attracting the right kind of players to your club, and that's what luckily Manchester have done.
And we will be speaking to the Hull coaches and director of futsal later on in the programme, but I just feel that Hull necessarily not got great defence, or they've not got scoring enough goals.
It's a bit of both, really, isn't it? I mean, we are bottom of the league, and I think we've conceded over 50 goals in 6 games we've played, 6 or 7 games. So, you know, we need to tighten up defensively. We scored 8 there last weekend, we won 8-0. So, you know, we're obviously not scoring goals either. We've only won once. Not too sure what score that was, but it was against Derby, who were bottom of the league. So it's a game we should be winning, and we did.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we've got the futsal rules coming up very shortly, but we've actually got Manchester's and Hull's form over the past 4 games. We can take a look at that. So as we can see, that Manchester have won pretty much all of the games except the one against Middlesbrough. Chris, what do you think of Manchester's form in comparison there? Because we've got it on the graphic.
Well, as you can see, 10 points versus 3 points in the last 4 games. Mm-hmm. It speaks for itself. The game against Middlesbrough was a tough game. Never really do too well against Middlesbrough. They are our bogey side, but a 4-4 draw up there, it's not a bad result. We drew 5-5 there last season, so they're always entertaining games. Hull, like I said, they're not the greatest team. They're getting better. They are getting a lot better. Last time we came here, they lost 27-0. I don't think we're going to see that sort of scoreline this season. So hopefully they can make a game out of it.
Well, I think they perhaps might, and I think the whole emphasis on futsal is you're building your team year on year, and obviously Hull aren't the newest team in the league, but obviously they are newish, like you said. So do you think they'll gradually improve over the next couple of years?
Yeah, I don't think in a couple of seasons they're going to be challenging for a place in the grand finals. I hope they are. Mm-hmm. I would like to see them up there. Mm-hmm. But there are stronger teams in the league, much stronger teams in the league. Mm-hmm. You know, but it's just a case of gradually building and, you know, making sure we're not losing by such great deficits week in, week out, and perhaps getting more wins on the board so it becomes a more competitive league.
I'm delighted to say we are joined by the Hull manager, Steve, from the Hull futsal team. Thank you for joining us, Steve.
Sorry, no problem. You all right?
Yeah, fine, thank you. So we were talking about it there. Hull's form as of late, it's not been great. But what are we going to try? What are Hull going to try and improve over the next couple of games?
I think really just to get a lot closer to teams like Manchester. I think we've always learned for the last sort of 4 years since we've been involved from all teams like Manchester, the set up, how they go about things. So for me today is about getting a lot closer. We got 8-0 last game. It was a bit closer than the scoreline suggests. So I think if we can keep tight, we've got a few new players. So we're getting there. We're moving forward together. Defensively,
do you think you're improving at the back with your keepers?
Yeah, I mean Steve's a new signing. He's been excellent the last 2-3 games, and I think the first time since we've been in the National League he's kept a clean sheet. Especially in one half of a game, which has been excellent. Young English lad, I think he'll go far. So yeah, he's done really well.
Are you concerned about Manchester's strike force, Cook and Thompson, players like that who've scored a very lot of goals? Cook scored over 7 goals this season, 7+ goals.
Yeah, I think Stewart's a great player. He was excellent down here last year when they beat us heavily. He was in the England squad now. But it's good for our young players to play against someone like Stewart, to test themselves against him. I mean, you always look at teams like that. For me personally, you can never be worried about them. You've just got to stand up yourself and do the best of your ability, really, which I think our lads will do. And I'm sure they'll give it their all today.
So, what's your prediction for half-time?
It's difficult to say half-time, but I want to be. I want to be there or thereabouts with them and put a lot of pressure on them. I think there's no pressure on us today. I think everyone expects Manchester to win. And I personally I think that with the hard work we've put in the last 5 or 6 weeks, it'll come to fruition today.
So who's your strongest player in your team?
To be fair, I'd say we don't really have a strongest player. I think that's the reason we've improved a lot, is that we've improved as a squad rather than 1 or 2 individuals. And I think futsal, for the people who don't play that much, it's more about a good 10 players rather than a good 1 or 2. And I think we've strengthened all over the pitch. So I think personally we don't have one specific player, just a lot of very good young English players, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely, team effort. Well, thanks for joining us, Steve. You better get on with your training. Okay, so that was Steve from the Manchester, from the Hull futsal team, excuse me. And we have got coming up now for you, we've got the futsal rules with Jack, in case you weren't familiar with them. So here's the futsal rules.
Futsal is a 5-a-side team game which uses a size 4 football with 30% reduced bounce ball. The pitch size from 16 to 27 yards across the width and 27 to 46 yards across the length.
The futsal nets are very similar to the handball nets, measuring at 2 metres high and 3 metres wide, making it very difficult to score.
A futsal match consists of 2 halves which last 20 minutes of real time each half, which means that the clock is stopped when the ball goes out of play. When the ball goes out of play, the opposing team receives a kick-in instead of additional throw-in. This also applies when the ball goes out along the goal line, but the team not in possession are awarded with either a corner kick or a goal kick.
A 4-second rule is in place for kick-ins, free kicks, goal clearances and corner kicks. The team in possession has 4 seconds to restart play, or the opposition are awarded with an indirect free kick. The goalkeeper is also not allowed to keep control of the ball for more than 4 seconds in his own half, and again an indirect free kick is awarded. Each team are allowed to give away 3 direct free kicks, and then on the 6th free kick, a direct free kick is given and the defending team are not allowed to position any players in front of the ball other than the goalkeeper. Side tackles are not allowed in futsal but can be used on the pitch if the opponent doesn't have possession of the ball. For example, a player could slide to stop the ball going out of play. Each team can use a timeout per half. Timeouts last 60 seconds and can be used to take a quick break from the action and to discuss tactics. Now that you're fully equipped with the understanding of the futsal rules, I'll pass you back to the studio.